This is Doggy DNA, the show where we invite dog owners of all sorts to come and discover the secrets held within the DNA of their equally diverse canine counterparts. Be prepared for surprises as we reveal their DNA results to learn about their lineage and provide a historical context for their individual behaviors, personalities, and abilities. We'll meet some wonderful dogs and hear the stories of how they found their families. And we'll even have time to play with the pups as our experts share advice on how best to nurture and train a wide variety of breeds. So sit, stay, and let's get to know humanity's furry best friend with Doggy DNA. Savanna, a shy yet inquisitive dog whose calm and friendly demeanor hides a boundless curiosity.
She's unique and different, but I think she's special all the same.
The small dog with a trio of distinct personalities. Hennessy when she's fun-loving, Phyllis when her wild side takes over, and Ralph when she's feeling feisty.
Hennessy's a rescue dog, so we really didn't know anything about her other than where she came from.
Uncover the surprising tale of Girly, a timid dog that's life was transformed by friendship.
So she ended up responding to Girly, and I guess she ended up choosing her own name.
My name's Jennifer Hames, and I brought with me my dog, Savanna.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Tell me how you met Savanna.
I met Savanna when she was just a week old.
Wow, just
Yeah.
a week.
I saw a Ridgeback, thought they were a majestic breed, decided at some point in time I was gonna get one, and then found the perfect breeder, and the rest is history.
Do you think that there was a moment that she indicated to you that you were her person?
I'm not sure she indicated to me that I was her person, but definitely we had formed a bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it like when you first brought her home?
Terrifying.
Yeah, okay.
I was a new dog owner, and I hadn't on my own had a dog,
Right.
from newborn puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to even recall what the puppy days were like. They flew by, and sometimes I look back at video and it's a blur.
Good girl. Let's talk a little bit about Savanna and her personality. What are some of the things that you've come to love the most about her?
I love that she's super chill, and she loves to snuggle on the couch, but she's always up for an adventure. Some of my favorite things about Savanna are her joy for life, her love of the beach, and the fact that she loves to work. One of my favorite things to do with Savanna is doing scent training. She really enjoys it and excels at it, so it's fun for both of us.
Does she have any really strange quirks?
Well, she has a lot of strange quirks.
Okay.
She doesn't like to be cold, so
Okay.
she will lay in her bed and whine until I get up and cover her with a blanket. So she's quite the diva.
Okay.
She definitely doesn't like to go out if it's raining. She
Okay.
doesn't like to walk in mud puddles. She's very
Okay.
clean about herself
Okay.
in that kind of way.
She's a bit of a clean freak.
She's unique and different, but I think she's special all the same.
Well, you're here today to have a DNA profile done on Savanna. Why did you want to have that done?
I wanted to get a DNA profile done of Savanna just to see the results and to learn more about the breed traits and what maybe I could do differently with her or what her needs are in training.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Bianca.
I have results for you for Savanna, and you think you know, right?
I think that they might not be what I think they are.
Okay. But you're assuming Rhodesian Ridgeback.
She should be Rhodesian Ridgeback.
So according to her DNA,
Yes.
she is indeed Rhodesian Ridgeback, 100%.
In the heart of southern Africa, the Rhodesian Ridgeback emerged. Bred by European settlers in Rhodesia, these dogs were developed by crossing native Khoikhoi dogs with European breeds. Known for their distinctive ridge of hair along their spines, Ridgebacks were prized for their courage and intelligence. Today, Savanna, with her sleek brown coat, white patches, and bright, intelligent eyes, embodies this legacy. Her strength, agility, and curious nature reflect the adventurous spirit of her ancestors.
When I got the results that she was 100% Rhodesian Ridgeback, I was happy and excited and grateful that, everything worked out, and she is 100% Rhodesian Ridgeback.
As you know, the Rhodesian Ridgebacks do originate from Africa. They were termed the African lion hound, very well known for being the hounds that they used to help them with hunting. Very high prey drive in these Ridgebacks, and that's never gone away over the years. Have you noticed any of that?
She does, but thankfully I've raised her with a cat in the house, so she will chase, but more play-like.
It's good, though, that you've also raised her to know that even though you have that instinct that you want to chase and you think it's really fun and enriching, that she knows what's acceptable and what's not. Very important to know with Rhodesian Ridgebacks is that they can have a stubborn streak. Is that something that you've seen in her?
She's definitely can be stubborn, but she's also very treat motivated, which is very helpful to me.
Training is extremely difficult when they're not food motivated, right? Because you have to find something that's rewarding enough for them to even want to entertain what you're asking, right? So it's a good thing that she is food motivated because it makes your job a lot easier and fun for her, right? Training needs to be fun or else they're most likely not going to be interested. Besides doing scent work, like outside of the home, do you do that within your home, kind of a more relaxing way to stimulate her search scent abilities?
I do like training within the home, especially on a rainy day, or if we have like a trial coming up, I will set some hides within the home just to get her to practice. So there's various scents that you can work with, wintergreen, pine, and then I put them into little canisters or whatever, and then I will hide them around the house. When I bring her back into the area, I will cue her to find it. So she really has to work to find the scent. And then once she does, she will do an indication, and then I reward her with a treat or a food.
Out of curiosity, what is the cue to get started and what is her cue to tell you?
Yeah, so I tell her to find it. And then her cue to me is she will nose freeze at the place to point where the scent is.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Spending the time with Bianca was great. She had some great insights to like breed traits and breed history and things that maybe I wasn't completely sure of. And she's shared some interesting information. Savanna has changed my life in so many ways. I might cry. My dad passed away, and a year later, I got her. And she's just brought so much love and joy into my life. She really fulfilled something that I needed.
Playful or aloof? Hennessy's mysterious heritage holds the key. Don't go anywhere. We're about to reveal her true ancestry.
My name is Brenda Dauphiny, and I brought with me today my dog Hennessy.
Brenda, tell me how this adorable little girl, Hennessy, came into your life.
We decided to foster for, 2 weeks, usually 2 weeks, and then find a home, help find a home. Hennessy came to us a few years back as a rescue, and we've had her ever since. We couldn't let her go, and we adopted her a few weeks later. Total foster fail, but she was just the right fit for us at the time.
Yeah. Was there a moment during that 2 weeks where you suddenly were like, oh no, I can't let this girl go?
Probably almost right away. She just came, she settled in, and she knew too that it was, the right fit.
She was home.
Yeah, she was home.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so what are some of the things that you just love the most about her?
Well, this.
Everything. I know. What a silly question.
It's funny for a small dog. She doesn't bark a lot. The first probably year and a half we had her, she didn't make any noise at all. So we didn't even know if she had a voice. So that fit in really well. But we can take her everywhere. She's little, so we can just pick her up and take her anywhere we want to go.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Favorite things about Hennessy, well, first of all, she's super snuggly. She's very smart. She just has a booming personality. We just love to just hang out and chill, and she's so relaxed.
So you don't know much about her background.
No,
Yeah.
we know she came from Egypt. We were told that her and her family, they were, neglected. So she was in a shelter in Egypt before they transported her here. But other than that, not really any
anything.
background,
Yeah.
no.
So tell me about her name. Did she come with the name Hennessy?
She did.
She
yes.
did,
She
and you
came
kept-
with the name Hennessy, and she just seemed to respond to it. And looking at her, we just thought, you know what? We feel like she'd been through a lot, and
Yeah.
why change her name?
So you're here to have a DNA profile done on
Yes.
Hennessy. Let's
Very
talk about
excited.
that.
Very excited.
Why did you want to have that done?
We wanted to have the DNA profile done because Hennessy's a rescue dog. So we really didn't know anything about her other than where she came from. And we thought it was important to help understand how to get her to live her best life with us. We wanted to have the DNA profile done since we got her. We knew so little about her. We just thought it would be a great step in understanding her better.
Brenda, are you ready for the results?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, Hennessy is 17% Chihuahua,
What?
26% Dachshund,
Okay.
and 57% Toy Poodle.
Well, that says a lot, size-wise, definitely.
Absolutely.
Chihuahua, toy poodle, totally says
Yes.
a lot. Excellent.
Hennessy, with her white coat and round, prominent eyes, is a charming example of a toy poodle. Originating in the lush countryside of France, toy poodles were bred from their larger, standard counterparts, known for their duck hunting skills. Nobility in the 18th century sought smaller, intelligent companions, giving rise to the toy poodle. Hennessy's antics and affectionate nature, with her many personalities, reflect the playful nature and loving spirit that has endeared toy poodles to hearts worldwide.
I feel relatively shocked by the results for Hennessy because there's so many different looks to each of the breeds, but she is an adorable little pup, so they work well together. What activities do you like to do with Hennessy?
She's a pretty calm dog. She doesn't do a lot of play necessarily. She gets little zoomies from time to time, rolls around on the bed, that type of thing. She wears out fairly quickly. She's kind of small, so
Yeah, absolutely.
5 minutes and then she's down for the count.
Tell me about the different names you chose for Hennessy and why you chose them.
So Hennessy has 3 personalities. She's just her regular, calm, chill self when she's Hennessy. We like to call her Phyllis when she's a little over the top, a little bit sassy. And then Ralph comes out when she's angry with us.
All 3 of these dogs are known for having quite large personalities, so maybe each of those different names fits each breed in her. Phyllis would probably be the Chihuahua. Chihuahuas are known
They're spunky.
for their lively nature, and they let you know how they're feeling.
Definitely the Chihuahua highlights the diva behavior, bit of sass and that spunk. It's all there.
Sometimes with dachshunds, they oftentimes make you feel like they're training you rather than you're training them. So maybe
That
they
seems
fit
a
into
little bit like
Ralph.
Ralph,
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph the Dachshund also makes sense. It's really just that I'm here, I'm going to do what I want, and you're not having any part of that. So
The Hennessy part of her is probably the toy poodle part of her because they're very adaptable and whatever you say usually goes. They're very intelligent and they're always wanting to please their owner.
So I think Cassidy's explanation of the toy poodle makes a lot of sense. She's very smart, very intuitive, and we often wonder where that came from. So that was a great result.
Toy poodle was bred as a companion, as was the Chihuahua, which would make sense as she is so laid back and chill. And as you said, she likes to have a snooze after about 10 minutes of playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And she likes to cuddle. She likes just being there with you. So the companion side definitely makes sense on that. So the results are bang on. I feel like I see a little bit of each of the profiles in her, and certainly helps us better understand her and why she does some of the things she does.
Given Hennessy's past and like the unknown of her past, it makes sense why she's a bit hesitant with new environments and new people, but the intelligence really shines through when you give her a puzzle, something for her to solve. She knew exactly where the treats were in my hands and in the cups, and she was excited about finding them. Could you elaborate on the licking? You mentioned earlier that she licks a lot.
Yeah, so she licks quite a bit. Sometimes it's herself, but it's also her people. You know, when she gets excited, she licks, but she just doesn't know what the stopping point is. She'll just lick and lick and lick until you tell her to stop. She definitely licks her belly a lot. You know, she licks her paws occasionally, but the belly's usually where it goes.
That could actually be a form of self-regulation. Sometimes dogs lick a lot when they're anxious. So considering her past, it could be that she's doing it as a form of self-soothing. So that could be a sign of her just trying to chill out. Brenda, her partner, and Hennessy are a wonderful family. I think that Brenda and her partner have done a lot of work to make Hennessy a bit more of a confident girl, and she's able to live life to the fullest with them, knowing that she's safe and sound.
Well, Hennessy's changed our life in many ways. Hennessy's like another child to us. I think just as a family, it's just nice to have that personality that's so excited when you walk in the door. I think it's something everybody should have.
Timid island stray to quirky companion, Girly's DNA holds the key to her transformation. Discover her hidden heritage after the break.
My name's Linda Pugh, and I brought my dog Girly with me.
So Linda, tell me how Girly came into your life.
Girly came into my life as a rescue, and we picked her up from a long flight and brought her home.
So how long did you have her till you really knew that like this was a good fit for you and she was your dog?
For her, I believe she was in a very overrun shelter, so it was a big adjustment for her to be like, oh, what's grass? What is a house? Who are these people? So there's about a 10-day integration where she started to like settle in, but having her with our other dog made the transition, I think, a little bit easier for her to feel like, okay, this is a safe space. She followed the other dog's lead. They played and got along really great, and I was like, okay, I think this is gonna work out for us.
Yeah. How did you pick her name, Girly?
We decided to foster Girly initially, and she came with the name Sugar Apple. It's quite a mouthful, and when we're fostering, we're not allowed to change her name until she's officially adopted. So when we would call her, we'd be like, here girl, who's a good girl? So she ended up responding to Girly, and I guess she ended up choosing her own name.
Good girl.
Well, you're here today to have a DNA profile done on Girly. Why did you want to have the DNA profile done?
I have always been really interested in DNA profiling, and it's something that I've always had in the back of my mind, but there's so many different brands to choose from, which ones are good and which ones are better, and I thought this was an excellent opportunity to have her DNA profiled and to see what she was.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I have Girly's results.
I'm excited to hear.
You should be because they are interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Coming in at 15%, Girly is a collie.
Oh.
The second and last, coming in at 85% of her genetic makeup, is a dachshund.
Oh my goodness, like
Isn't
the
that
little
funny? A
wiener dog.
dog.
She is nowhere near that size.
Yeah, I know. She definitely takes up the physical conformation of a collie for sure, but we'll talk a little bit more about how genetics play a role.
In the 15th century, German breeders developed the Dachshund, or badger dog, to hunt small game. These brave, agile dogs used their elongated bodies and short legs to dig into badger dens, earning a reputation for their tenacity and independence. Today, Girly embodies this legacy with her elongated body and expressive eyes. Her playful zoomies through the forest and ability to adapt to new environments reflect the adventurous and resilient spirit of her ancestors.
When I got her results, I was really surprised and kind of shocked, and I just wasn't sure how these two very different breeds came together to create her.
Girly's profile was an interesting one. These potcakes that come from the Bahama Caribbean areas are always a surprise. And they're just a mixture of dogs that made their way to those islands and created these beautiful, sweet dogs. Their mishmash of breeds is always really exciting. Dachshunds are a part of a hound group of dog, and the collies are a part of herding groups. So you have two very hardworking dogs that make up Girly's DNA. Hound dogs are really good at hunting and doing that kind of work, and they use their nose, and they were used to hunt smaller vermin, and so they tend to have a high prey drive. Have you noticed any of that kind of behavior?
She loves to sniff a lot. So it's spring and she's very interested in all of the smells that are waking up and thawing out, and she's first thing in the morning, nose to the ground, and she's sniffing everything and following little trails. And we live in a rural area and I love seeing her free. Thankfully, she hasn't bolted and taken off and followed her nose.
Linda and Girly are a great match, and I think that it's really sweet that they found each other because Linda is kind enough to meet Girly where she's at and is nonstop just trying to build that confidence so that she can live her best life.
I really enjoyed talking to Bianca about the DNA profile because when Bianca was explaining some very breed-specific traits, it really made sense with the physical characteristics, but also the behavioral characteristics for her to really play into her love of using her nose and exploring with scent.
Sometimes I can say this breed has these behavioral attributes, this breed will have these kind of behavioral attributes, but rescue animals, they may fall into a different category because of their upbringing. There's a lot of things that come into play when it comes to who they become as an adult dog. The first few months, really, of a puppy's life is extremely important to establish who they're going to be behaviorally as an adult. What I'm talking about is nature over nurture, right? We can talk about all these breeds are supposed to do this, but what about her past? I mean, she lived on the streets, assumingly. Am I correct?
Possibly, I'm not sure, but it would seem that her interactions were mostly with other dogs, whereas she's not taking very much interest in human interaction.
What's happened here with Girly is her comfort zone is other dogs, and most likely because when she was living on the streets, that was her pack. And she's still finding comfort in that. And I love that you know that and you acknowledge that and get her together with all the other animals so that she can have that security from being in a pack of dogs.
Girly has changed my life in the sense that she has so much unconditional love, no judgment. For someone to just be your #1 fan is amazing. I feel like my life would never be the same without having a dog in it. I'm glad that we have each other, and I'm gonna love her to the very last day.